I can't believe I'm talking about this. I don't know if I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Is this controversial? You ever just thought about what it's like to like not be, like, you know, like to just cease being? It's not as dark as it sounds, but like, I had this like thing in my head. I was like, what if I fell? And like, well, if this whole like rock that I'm sitting on ended up like avalanching, you know, down, having a rock slide, and then I was like, oh my God, like I just go to the top of the rock so I don't like fall off the rock, you know. And then I was like, what if a rock falls on top of me? And then I thought, like, well, if the rock was gonna come to like fall on top of me, I'm not even gonna jump out the way, break every bone, fall to my death. Like, I might as well try to put myself out of my misery and like get under the rock. And the only reason I'm telling you this because I'm telling you my train of thought of how I came upon this question. I was like, at what point would I, like, you know, die? Like, when would I not exist? Or like, would I even feel the pain of the rock crushing me? Or like, I don't know, will I know that I died? Like, when you die, what happens? You know, like, does it just like shut off? Like, imagine unplugging a TV and then it's just black, but am I seeing that it's black? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, does my being, does my psyche, my mind go into blackness and like no longer exist, or whiteness, the light or whatever? Like, am I going to be aware that I've died? Or because then I was just thinking, like, what is it to not be? You know, like, what if you weren't aware of the fact that you died? Like, everything just ends for you. All consciousness, all thinking ends for you. What is that? Like, how would that be? You can't imagine it, because to imagine it is to be there, you know? What do you see? Or do you see, like, do you know that you've died, I guess is the better question. And that's something I be having theories about afterlife. You know, I consider every possibility. And I always wonder, like, you know, this conversation is most likely going to be cut out of my hiking vlog. I think I'm going to upload this as a separate video. So back to the question, like, you know, do you know you're dead when you die? I mean, I'm putting all religious things aside as far as like afterlife and going to heaven and whatever. But another theory, and this is a theory that, like, I don't know. I feel like when you die, the moment like your soul or your presence or whatever. Sorry if it's really windy. Sorry, y'all. I figure maybe if I like turn around and the air's not like blowing into my earphones, that it might not be as windy. I don't know. But yeah, what I was saying was, like, one of my theories I have of like what death is like, or the afterlife, is that the moment you die, you don't know that you cease being, you know? I feel like when you die, you don't know that you die. And so like you keep on living, like you keep living as if you didn't know. So like, you know, if a rock came and fell on top of me right now, my soul, I guess, or my like mind would keep running. Obviously I know the brain isn't like literally working, but I'm just saying, like, sorry, I saw some birds over there. Is that a big ass bird? I'm tripping. Okay, so this kind of came from that movie Mirrors. I don't know. Have you seen the movie Mirrors? I'm not gonna tell you what the whole movie's about, but basically there's like an alternate dimension on the other side of the mirror. And so like there was like some scary stuff and monsters or souls that are stuck in the mirror, whatever, and they had to go to the other side to free it, whatever. At the end of the movie, the guy is, I don't know who it was, the actor's name, but the main character, I'm getting comfortable. We about to have a chat. At the end of the movie, he was walking down the street, and he was like trying to talk to somebody or stop somebody or something, and they didn't see him, and they ignored him. He was like, what the hell? And so he walks over to the side of the building, and he has no reflection because he was stuck in the mirror, you know, and he didn't exist on Earth. But the reason I bring that up is because, you know, what if we go on existing, we don't know that we've died. So we do go and talk to other people and try to get people's attention, but I think it's going to be a situation that they just won't see you anymore, but you're still living out your life here on Earth, you know what I mean? And then I kind of feel like maybe that's why, you know, there's hauntings, or they say like the soul of somebody who died in this house is still here. And like, because like, just think about it. Like, if someone died and they didn't know they died, I would go to work every day. I'd still come, you know, I'd come home to my house. Well, I guess I couldn't go to work because people would ignore me. That's probably where I would find out that I was dead, by going to work. But anyways, as I was saying, like, you know, you just carry on your day as you normally would. Or maybe it's just like a cycle of the imagination. Like, it's just an infinite imagination. But because you're so used to living and you don't know that you're dead, you just imagine life as it would be. So, you know, you go to the store, get your normal groceries. Everything you touch feels tangible. You maybe imagine people that you've seen before there, or like a cashier, and they talk to you because you can imagine how a conversation would go. I feel like the hauntings might come when those two realities kind of intertwine, when the ghost stops imagining life and then he can start seeing life in real life. And so, you know, new people are living in their house. People are coming, like, you know, somebody moved in their house and that's why they're haunting it, because like they're saying like, get out of my house, like, what are you people doing in my house? I still live here, like, get out. And that's why, like, you know, you hear people in the ghost stories saying like, oh my God, it's telling me to get out. Yeah, because you're in this person's house, and as far as it's concerned, it still lives there. You see what I'm saying? And it didn't, I mean, by now it'll probably know that it's dead because it went to the store, and, you know, I went to school and all some other shit, and everybody was ignoring me. People stopped talking to me, and I couldn't get nobody's attention, so I was invisible, I thought. But actually, I realized I died, you know? Some of the ghosts don't want to accept the fact that they've, like, died, and, you know, they still want to live in their house. And I mean, just because you're dead doesn't mean that you move. You know, if I'm saying in the context of like still living here on Earth or whatever, you know, you're familiar with your house. So why would you, just because you're dead, go live at another house? So you'd still be in your house, still just be in the area. And then you probably have to come to terms and become friends with, you know, the people who are entering your space after you realize you're dead, after you realize you're invisible, after you realize you don't matter in the physical world anymore. That's probably why they have like friendly ghosts, and you know, they make their presence known, but it's not in any harm. I don't know. So yeah, that's like one of them that I have. I also imagine it as like a holding type of tank. Like, I almost feel like it's like the Matrix. Like once you die or whatever, and then you wake up and you're in a spaceship and you're like plugged up to a machine, and that the whole like life that you thought you lived was like a 10-minute simulation, you know. And so they like there's people around you and they're recording what you saw. Everything was playing on a screen, and it's like kind of like just like a virtual reality. It was a sim life, and you imagined, you know, being a child. You imagined what it'd be like to go to school. They're maybe testing the human imagination. They just want to see how far human imagination can go, especially if it's been programmed to live a life. Then, you know, it'll plug up to the machine and it just goes on its own and it creates this life. I created this body. This is what my mind said it wanted to look like in this simulation. And then that goes in deeper to like deja vu and everything, which I have some theories about deja vu, and being that, you know, because people say like, oh, you may have recognized it from a past life. I have a couple of them. One being like the alternate dimensions and whatnot, and like when you have deja vu. Okay, this one's really deep. In fact, I'm gonna make that part 2. In part 2, we'll talk about parallel dimensions and my theories on that. But okay, let's stay focused on what we were talking about, death and the afterlife or whatever. But anyways, yeah, we wake up and we're in a spaceship and we're like in a holding cell. And then what if we're just a brain? Like, we're not even a body. What if the brain isn't even what we think it looks like? Like, what if we're a microchip, you know? And then like, so we see them like pick us up and they're like, all right, wow, this one had a lot of creativity in him, you know? Wow, he imagined he had a YouTube channel, like, wow. And then like, I don't know, just like stupid shit like that. And then just put us down until we're reprogrammed and then put up for another simulation, you know? Yeah, I'm like rambling off. This is now just about life, not even death, but like just life. Like, what if life is a program or a simulation, you know? I can't believe I'm talking about this. I don't know if I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Is this controversial? I don't know. I mean, who am I? Don't nobody be watching my shit anyway. Okay, yeah, in the mode of that, have you guys seen the movie Interstellar? I'm not gonna explain that whole movie. That is my favorite movie, by the way, of all time. But in Interstellar, what kind of happened was they encountered aliens, I guess, but it was through touch. Like they felt something out there, the others, like the aliens touched their hand. And then long story short, through the movie they ended up being in like another dimension where like time was manipulated and everything. They were like, long story short, they were in the future, like hella far in the future. And so they looked back in the past, saw themselves traveling to space, and she reached out to touch, and she touched her from the past. So now go back to the girl on the spaceship traveling into space. She's like, oh my god, I feel the aliens touching me. But in like whole time it was herself looking into the past touching herself. You see what I'm saying? So like, yeah, what if like, you know, the higher power or whatever's like controlling this simulation is just us, ourselves, way in the future, you know? I don't think if I was in the future I would go back to see my past. Unless this was another form. Okay, now I'm referencing like Avatar, The Last Airbender, how he had like so many previous hymns that were before him, the Avatar, and like in a previous life, you know how they say that? It was like that. So what if like this is me in the year 3000 seeing like what were my ancestors like what was Tyler like in 2018, and so I enter that in a machine and it pulls up on the screen and it's this moment, like I'm looking at myself here. Oh my god, I wonder what my future self would say when they learn about me, like as their great 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 grandfather. Like, you know, you see, this is what happens when I clear my mind. I get out in an open space and I start having these deep conversations. This is so crazy. But yeah, is the topic of like afterlife and stuff controversial? Because I know, like, you know, certain religions are very strong in their belief of what happens after you die and things like that. So is talking about afterlife, is that not like family friendly, you know? Anyways, yeah guys, I think I'll go ahead and wrap up this little talk that we've had. These are sometimes conversations that I'll have, not necessarily about like religion and death and life and everything. It doesn't always get that deep, but even just about like society or sexuality, stuff like that I used to have on like my Snapchat. And then everybody's like, oh, you need to make a YouTube, make a vlog, whatever, you should talk about this on your channel. But I don't know, I feel like those topics are too heavy, you know, so I don't. But yeah, I mean, let me know if this is something. Sorry, I know it's windy. Let me know if this is something that you guys, you know, are into. Did you enjoy this? Do I sound crazy? Let me know. If I even decide to upload this. Yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my little hike. Make sure you watch the hike video if you haven't already, so you can see how I even got up here. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. See you guys on the next one. Peace.